for science, I have the July prototype loaded, but what happens when I decide to load a later build's save file in a older build's, build? It loads fine? I need to check. It even keeps my time. It's got my crystals, it's got my gems, it's got my platinums. I guess nothing happens. It just loads data from a later version onto an earlier build. Well, you know what that means, right? We're gonna see what happens when you load an older save file on a newer version. By that I mean older build save file on a newer version. So, back in a moment. So, what about vice versa? Loading an older build save file onto a newer version. I'm assuming that nothing spectacular happens. Okay, so it spawns me outside of, Future Frenzy. It still has my gem. Oh! Well, this is a predicament. It doesn't allow me to escape. I'm stuck in here. So, unless I were to do, say, up, up, down, down, left, right, circle, and then open levels, I can get out of here. And yeah, it doesn't even have the crystal from Mad Bombers either. Let's see. Yeah. But we'll talk about those later, so let's get back to the main version. So, back to the... back in a moment. Alright, got that right? Let's cut. Greetings everyone, it is me, Gigalem, and welcome back to the Crash Bandicoot Warped Prototypes. Yes, I finally said it right. And in the last part, we finally delved into the August prototypes, and I have a feeling that the August prototypes are going to be around 3 parts. Because, of course, we have a more full warp room, a full set of 5, and of course, this means we have Warp Room 3 to go through. Of course, we go back into Boneyard, despite the fact that this should be called Dynamite, as the names are swapped in the final. Don't think I've heard that sound effect before. So, yeah. Anything that hasn't been changed much from the July prototype, you're going to see here. But there might be some changes. Of course, I haven't took account of the largest change which we'll come across upon beating Engine. But of course, or if Engine is even in this particular version at all. So, yeah. Of course, we need the yellow gem. This is where the final, gem placements were. And, I mean, I guess I could use the newer build to unlock the, to get the relics for the older build and such. So, so that's always, that's always a thought. But, yeah. No! My dinosaur! Yeah. Sorry. Ever since I found out about this face, I really wish I would have made mention of it back in the Let's Play. And, did they first get some collision here? I don't think I'm supposed to be that low. Again, I think these builds are breaking me. At least I'm finally getting this done. Like, of course, if you're comparing this to the final, then the differences are to be abound. But the TCRF page really needed differences on all the builds. At least the 3 builds that I've been trying to look at for the past year and a half. And haven't been able to because of life and topics I don't want to talk about on this channel. I don't think I need to make any more mention of that. Crash, come on. So, yeah. It's been a hectic month. Then again, this entire year has been that way, so I think I'm lucky to even be, like, still in a recording mood after everything that happened so far. We're only in 2025. I dread to think about the following years. But that's neither here or there. We're going to focus on the now, despite me being in the very distant past. And I always love doing that. Thank you, Insane Trilogy, for making me question doing that because of the hitboxes. I don't want to prod at Insane Trilogy. I really don't. It's just... there's some issues I've had with it that I'll probably bring up when we get to that game way later down the road. Like, I'm not kidding. That game is going to be quite some time from now. I don't expect it to, like, within the next few years because, again, guess you forgot a box. And of course... Oh no, they fixed that. Yeah, you actually have to go a certain distance before getting the Triceratops to show up. And this is a case of me having to break every box. I can't miss a single box. Because in this prototype, the Triceratops suffers from Crash 1 syndrome. Bah! Which means having to break every single box, even though it's very inconvenient. And, of course, here we go. No, 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 no. This is going to be that one... It's going to be one of those parts again, isn't it? Nope. Didn't mean to just bounce on it. Puppy want to break boxes. Just break them. Just keep on breaking them. Oof. Well, at the very least, that didn't last too long, but since we didn't have the yellow gem, we couldn't get all the boxes in the level. Now again, I'm not covering the September prototype because even though that is a more complete prototype, the issue is that you'd have to really look closely into the differences. Of course, now that we're in a new level, you probably noticed an obvious difference right away. Aside from the cinematic, this stage has a blue gem instead of a red gem. I guess they changed it back to a red gem at a later point. Of course, it gotta be... Sorry. I do wonder what happens if you decide to load a July save state in a... in the August prototype. Surely something's gotta break. You know what, maybe I'll do some science after I'm done recording this part. I got a lot of editing to do, but at the very least it's going to be in a way that I'm gonna like it. I'm probably going to edit the next Let's Play before resuming this, more or less to warm up and to have like a lighter load before getting straight into camera. I guess I could put a funny edit into that. And there's, of course, sound effects issues. Sheesh, this stage is a lot more dangerous than these prototypes. I don't think, like, certain stages exist in this prototype. I know that this is the patched ROM and such. This had... come on, Crash. This had to have been in a state where we had... oh yeah, I think that part's different because some parts of it aren't even... like, you don't even see the full way through. Anywho. Yeah. But, yeah. Maybe the next time I get to a level where I don't have much to talk about, I'll finally touch upon the the death routes that were never, that had music composed into it, but were never brought to the final. I think the purple gem was always there. Who could say? Me who course corrected and got anywho, around the spinning electromagnetic whatever. Okay, gotta be careful here because like, I never look forward to certain parts of this level because it's so nerve-wracking. You have to be absolutely careful on how you approach this situation. Like, I can't remember if this was the last build to have the purple blowfish before they were changed to, well, to orange. It's either that or the next build that was the last one. Or red, rather. Ugh. Be careful around the nitro. Of course. Crash. Crash. Come on, Crash. There we go. I do like how Duck Station can emulate the DualShock vibrations and such. And there's a reason why I always go for DualSense when playing these games is because I'm playing with a familiar controller. I think it's only fair that that I play play the older titles with a controller that's more comfortable for my hands because let me tell you a story. The reason why I decided to go for the Brick Wingman adapter was because I couldn't play Crash Team Racing with just the original DualShock. Like, I was here trying to play it to the best of my ability in a way where I always play the games like you do with the original controller. The controller still worked and such. They're still perfectly fine controllers. However, when I was playing it, my hands were cramping up bad. They were really starting to hurt while I was trying to play this, and they were hurting in a way similar to how I attempted to play Tekken 8 with the DualSense. I just couldn't because my hands were hurting from it. Of course, be right back because I'm gonna make a save state here. Okay, now that we're back, basically, I decided to try the Brick Wingman adapter, the one for the PlayStation 2, and and I was just trying to get the controller connected. And upon a few tests later, trying the dual sense with games like games like Sly 2 or Mega Man X4. I mean, Mega Man X4 would have to be a little bit later. I ended up this ended up being my go-to choice for this game, and yeah, sure enough, there's the blue gem. And as part of just going for all the going all the way and trying to get this recording, get this Let's Play done for the channel, the Brook Wingman adapter, I believe, was like $35.40 at the time, adding to my whole console-sized package of this Let's Play. Like, I think this Let's Play is cheaper than a Nintendo Switch 2, and cheaper than the PlayStation VR 2. So yeah. Oh, so the red gem was in high time instead. I believe this might have the death route this time, so let's try not to die. Of course, this stage lives in infamy for my other distaste of trying to go for the platinum relic. So yeah. Now this wouldn't be the last time I bought this wouldn't be the last time I got myself an adapter from Wingman. Like, if you're wondering how I've been playing on my PlayStation 3, of course it's with an adapter for that particular console. Like, yes, I play the Brook with the yes, I play the PlayStation 3 with Wingman adapters. I've been using the DualSense on those consoles because now, my issue with the PlayStation DualShock controllers of old is that they're really small. They are too small for my hands, even though I have played Crash 1 100% with the original controller all the way through. So, what's the problem with the DualShock 3 then? Well, simply put, it's an issue with the hardware inside the controller. Those controllers are infamous for either having no weight into them, or for the fact that the way they were manufactured. So, if you are familiar with taking apart a DualShock 3, you may notice a ribbon cable that connects to the controller. If any of that flux wears out, that controller is going to start misfiring inputs, and the one I had at the time trying to get my PlayStation 3 to run was already starting to wear out. So, with that problem in hand, one can only imagine the issues I was about to face with the prolonged use of that controller. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, dang it. Bah! And I think bonus stages count as deaths. Rendering issues, not hiding the player, and you can definitely tell that they were still trying to get the process of culling to work with stages like this. If anything, Crash Bandicoot 3 really shows the power of the PlayStation when you know how to use it, because what other game is as well detailed as this? Like, sure, there is Spyro. Like, Spyro does have well-detailed areas, but look at this. This stuff looks good for the platform, and we're only on the third game out of the 4 made by Naughty Dog. 2, 3, 4, 5. No, Crash. 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 Crash, get on the thing. I want to say the music is slightly different here. These instruments don't exactly hit the same chords, and yes, dying on the bonus stage counts as dying in the stage, so I will be right back. No. Ugh. Oh, I just noticed those scientists, their flames don't make sounds. Huh. He was so far away. How did that reach him? Okay, now that we're back here, I will be right back. Now that we're back, because I want to make sure because the only reason why I'm doing this is because demonstration purposes. I am trying to demonstrate these demos to the best of my ability, and of course these next two worlds are definitely going to take me an hour. They've always taken me an hour on record, because these levels do get pretty long. And I gotta edit through them. I got to push myself. I can do this. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I missed a Wampa, but I don't care. I got through that stage without dying. And I made a save state so that way we don't have to go through the loading screens, because quite literally that's getting tedious. Ooh. I don't deal well with these urn-carrying apes on stilts and such. So I will... future me, if you would cut this. So let's step on to the skull route. Now the skull route might actually be created this time. Yep, it actually exists now, and you definitely saw some unfinished geometry for the stage. Now it is possible to defeat these. I want to say their names are arsonists or something. I can't remember what they're referred to in code and such. But of course the game struggling to load some things. And I want to say something's here. Oh gosh, this guy wasn't here. Oh, that's nasty. It had the European. This had the European logic of disabling the death route period. Yeah. Good thing I made a save state. Of course, I apologize if I'm going a bit slow today. It's just that I'm trying to do the best I can and such. So, okay, double jump, crash. There we go. That was cool. I love when I do that. I love sliding in this game sometimes because it allows me to do some really cool stuff. I want to say this is why you have to hold, you have to hold crouch. Oh, I missed. Crash! 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 Ah! Huh? Okay then. Okay, go. Out of the frying pan into the fire. Come on! I just want to get past this part! I slid into you! That should have counted as you being ricocheted! Now, can I please progress past this part? I've already extended the timer of this part by so freaking long because of that beginning part. I went into a pit, I got stuffed into an urn, magically stuffed into an urn, and then fell into a pit again. Like I haven't even gotten past this part because of this scimitar throwing guy. Seriously, I don't want to have a part be artificially extended, all because I keep dying in this one specific area for some reason. Like, a few times it's funny, now it's getting plain annoying. God, I'm gonna hate editing all this. Oh, I think that that window was clipping into the platform, so they probably... Ugh. Yeah, I think they removed that scimitar thrower for basically being too much of an obstruction. God, that took way too long just to get to this part. And there's the red gem. They expected you to exit from that? Nope. I'm taking my red gem and leaving. That took way too long, and I'm gonna hate editing all that. All because of just a monkey and a guy on a flying carpet. How did that not hit me? I'm trying to do a trick. Let me do a trick. I want to be cool. And stop going unnecessarily forward when I'm trying to correct myself. Ugh. Sorry, I am really flustered and frustrated because of that. That was... I'm trying to go left to right, not left down, far down, and then right. Even when I'm not doing time trials, this stage finds a way to frustrate me. This stage shouldn't frustrate me. It's really well designed, and yet somehow it ends up being one of the most infuriating stages to even go through on a Let's Play. And seriously, like, what causes these things to start detonating when fallen? Because sometimes they detonate upon falling, and sometimes they don't. Like, can anyone just do some research on that? Because I've not had any clue on what makes that part consistent. Hoy. At the very least, I already got the gems I wanted. Crash. That's for giving me hell. You and your scorpions. And that's for jumping the gun. That got annoying real fast, and it's not going to be fun for the file size, since I'm already past the 30-minute mark and I'm still not done with this world. But at least those TNT crates got that urn-carrying ape. I want to say those boxes that I broke weren't there initially. There were going to be, like, box placements that differ between versions and such. Like, if you want really, really different box variations, I want you to take a look at the, I want you to take a look at, Crash Bandicoot 1 with the high road. There were boxes in places that you could not reach. And high road had serious memory leak issues. Like Crasher emulator level of memory leak. That was just not fun. Well, let's go to Road Crash. Yeah, it's no longer called Roadkill, I realize. Now, I believe the lab assistants here also differ with this version. I don't know if you can get the box gem here. I don't know if they actually actually change the box layout, because as you can tell, I did not go for the box gem on this stage when I was doing the July prototype, simply because the box layouts being just too out of reach. Like, they were that ridiculous. No, Hot Cocoa's like little entrance still doesn't exist here. And in the September prototype, the sign was only slightly different. Now, it's theorized that they probably swapped Hot Cocoa in Area 51 sometime during development because of because of the alien sign. You think they would have led you to Area 51 from hitting the alien signpost, but it doesn't. So instead, they lead you to Hot Cocoa, which was originally called Hidden Treasure, by believe it or not. Well, at least one of them was called Hidden Treasure. And yeah, I want to say the box layout here is different now. I don't know if I got all three of them. Oh, I only got two of the boxes. Oof. I want to say it's like barely not possible. And I didn't even get the box. I didn't even get the box gem. Like, I want to say it's probably barely not possible because of how the, like, probably the box formations and such. So I guess I'll just go for, I don't know, just the crystal. Also, the signs are, also the starting lights are not finished yet, and I believe it was Road Crash that actually has the earlier version of the lab assistants in the cars, like they're missing certain aspects about them, such as their glasses, and like you can get a good look at this, I believe, through either Crash Edit or something. I don't know what's the program to let you look into these prototypes and see these models up close. But since I haven't made mention of this, I completely skimmed it until now. between these prototypes being dumped and me recording this, a press kit was also resurfaced. Like it has extremely high res images of certain enemies in the game, and certain certain collectibles and such. And even if you looked at the disc, no, that disc will not run on PlayStation, even though it says, well, I don't know if that could happen in the final, but I just moon jumped? What? Wumpa Fruit jump scare? I think this stage broke me. These prototypes are just breaking me. Instead of me breaking the prototypes, I'm being broken by the prototypes. What's going on here? Like, what the heck? I was talking about just like some of the high-res images from them, and how, despite looking like PlayStation discs, they don't run on your PlayStation, they run on your PC.
Gotcha!
And then I get broken by the stage itself. Sometimes I think about if I were to do live streams and I end up like cutting down VODs of these. Just for... like, of course, there are pits where they didn't used to be. They tried to adjust the box layout, but still barely not possible. And, another thing. I don't think he's supposed to be doing a front wheelie. That's not possible. How are you doing that? Gosh. Yeah. Why the... Huh? Did the tires really cause... have those kind of collision issues? They're 2D sprites! Like, look at them! They're 2D sprites! How did they send me into space? Just... What is going on with this prototype? Like, seriously. This prototype is breaking me. This prototype is really breaking me because it's just like I find something new that shouldn't happen, and it just does. So in case I have nothing to talk about, might as well play the Death Route theme for the medieval levels. This particular Death Route theme was unused, but does have a pre-console mix. So, here you go. So how was that for a bit of uncovered music and such? For uncovered music and such, because there wasn't really a Skull Route platform worthy of the music and such, it gets left unused because it was not even in the game. Or, well, it wasn't even in the game because there wasn't exactly a good use for it. There weren't any, like, particular hidden routes or such. The medieval levels are... Can I please stop getting turned into a frog? Anyway, the medieval levels are always really straightforward. There's a reason why they are the easiest stages in the game, because they are very linear. There are no split pathways or anything. You just go forward. The places are a bit more open-ended. And, and there wasn't exactly good... Was that death not implemented yet? Because I could have sworn it was. Ugh. Seriously. Like, this is one of the more easier stages in the game, and here I am getting clubbed. Come on, Crash. But yeah, this is one of the more easier stages in the game, and here I am just getting flanked left and right. Especially by things I shouldn't be getting flanked by. But yeah. Of course, that isn't the last of the Skull Route themes. In case I miss any and I lose things to talk about, I will play them and such. So that way you can take a good listen to it. I believe this is the first build to actually have entropy playable. Or at least the first known build. And of course, we don't exactly have his warp room, or his time portal ready for it. And like with his time portal, we don't even have his boss music, and I'm pretty sure many of you are sick of this, Well, there's a difference already. His boss fight's in a primitive state. It goes straight to... it's always this boss. He's supposed to be one of the easier bosses and such. He's basically a better Koala Kong. And here I am just making a total fool of myself. Of course, what doesn't help is the lack of sound effects. And believe it or not, that's kind of how people speedrun the Crash Bandicoot 3. Because getting rid of the sound effects and, I want to say, the music, it basically means that the game loads faster. And the problem is that without that particular audio feedback, it kind of makes things hard to judge. So you have to rely purely on visual feedback. That or the feedback you would get from the controller rumble. So, of course, this is going to be a difficult boss fight, but you can already tell some differences. These other time periods we're fighting him in are definitely a bit more brighter. They're a bit more they're a bit more obvious. Like, here we are in the Oriental areas. And, of course, the last area, Arabia, this one feels a bit less colorful. Okay, because of how those things act, because they don't go straight past you, they will constantly try to target you, they are now a lot harder to dodge because of what they have to do. So, entropy here is a lot harder in the... not even a few seconds in. Entropy's a lot harder simply before one thing. You're seeing it. These orbs will constantly home in on you. They do not pass by you if you were to jump over them. Like, if you were to try to get by them, you would, they would just stay in place instead of just going by. And let's talk about the visual difference. This is likely, when entropy was in progress and such. And you can easily tell... those are going to be a nightmare to dodge, because imagine having to dodge 3 of them. Because, that particular orb, you cannot, just dodge over. You have to basically let it chase you until it just despawns. So, of course, now you know why they changed it. That would have been a bit too difficult to even comprehend. It's a simple idea. You have these orbs following you, and yet they're almost as fast as you. Look at this. I'm gonna need a mask to get past this fight. Because with boss fights like these, in the prototyping phase, you have to figure out what works and what doesn't, which is kind of a no-brainer. I want to say there are like some animations that are not in the final, but I'm not entirely sure. And like, look at this. Now I'm not going to be able to get past the third phase. So, another thing to make note of is the lack of sound effects. Of course, when you're testing out a boss fight, like when you're getting it functional, like once everything works, like you're getting the functions right, then you're having to sync, trying to get sound effects ready for it, trying to find the right sound effects, and other things. You want to make sure that everything works as it should. The one thing I should mention is that, like in speedruns, you have like I think warp speedruns have like. Can I please dodge it all the way? Anyway. Ugh. Like, basically, in warp speedruns, you basically have people disabling. I spun. Like, I literally spun. Ugh. Like, literally, this one change is enough to basically take what is normally a fairly simple boss to fight into being... Okay, I'm not going to begin the boss fight like that. This one change is what takes a very simple boss to fight and turns it into a rather difficult boss because of, well, your base running speed and the amount of floor you have. Like, you barely have any room, like, to dodge those things. And they expect you to dodge multiple, having to basically dodge multiple at once. Ugh. And then, of course, having to make sure you jump over these at the right amount of times, because it's kind of deceptively hard. Oy. Oy. So, of course, you got the final part. So, yeah. You have to dodge 3 of them. Ugh. Yeah. Sometimes it's safe to double jump over these, just to be safe. Redundancy department. I needed that for so long. But yeah, you can easily tell these are different. Of course, I chose the wrong night for recording, so I'm gonna have to make a break in the recording here. This might even be its own part, so I will be back.